Hey everybody, and welcome to my new video. Before we begin, if you'd like to help out a fellow gamer and subscribe to this channel, that'd be really great. Also, if you find this video informative and entertaining, why not give it a like and also share it? I deeply would appreciate that too. I really would. Today, we are going to learn how to make a thumbnail. I'm going to show you step by step on PlayStation 4. This is on Share Factory now, okay? I'm going to show you step by step on how to make my... This is how I do it. This is how I make my thumbnails. Exactly. Now, here's a few things. Okay, number one, I want to say thank you to all of you. You all have asked me to make this, and I'm going to make this for you now as appreciation because today I hit 10,000 views. And now that's views, okay? And I am, it's a milestone in my YouTube career, I guess you want to call it. I really am appreciative. Thank you all very much for that. It took me 6 months and 1 week to get here, but I have finally hit 10,000 views, and I am so happy about that. So thanks to every one of you guys. Okay, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you step by step through this, and I'm going to explain it to you as I would a child. Do not take offense to that. The reason why I do that is because that leaves no room for error. You will absolutely know 100% without a shadow of a doubt how do I make my thumbnails, and this way, you know, it's like, okay, well, yeah, by the end of this video I will know what I'm doing. So that's my goal, okay? This is how I learn. There's no question, there's no room for doubt. So let us begin. Let's go to step number one. Okay, before we begin, really quick, I'm sorry about this, guys. I am not tech savvy enough to show you visually on here on how to make your thumbnail, so that's the reason for the Fortnite video. But, you know, sorry about that, but I can talk you through it, and it's easy enough to do. I've done this like so many times, I could do this in my sleep, so once you get the hang of it, it's fine. Alright, step number one, record your video. As most of you know, PlayStation and Share Factory automatically records 1 hour of footage, okay? Most of us already know that. So simply just play, keep track of the time, make sure you don't go over an hour, otherwise it starts to eat at the beginning of your video. And when you're done with that, you're going to want to hit the share button on your controller, scroll down to where it says save video, save clip, and hit the square button, and there you go. You've just saved your video. Now, keep in mind, if you do this and you change your mind or whatever, you just erased your video. You can only do this, just be very careful with this because it's very finicky, okay? And that's all there is to it. That's step number one. Record your video, get it all the way up to an hour, or if it's 20 minutes, that's fine. If it's 5 minutes, that's fine. Just as long as it doesn't go over an hour, and save it. That's step number one. On to step number two. Alright guys, step number two is easy enough. Go to Share Factory and crank it up. Go over there, load it up. When it's all loaded up, go over and hit new project, and then you're going to want to choose a theme. There's a lot of different kinds of themes. I just go with the PlayStation 4 theme. It's easy. It doesn't really matter. It's easy enough. It's PlayStation 4 themes at the very bottom. That's the one I just naturally go with. Hit X and select it, and there you go. There's step number two. On to step number three, which is choose your clip. Okay, and if you only have one clip on there, then that's the one. That's choose your video, you know, the one you want to put the thumbnail on. And you're going to post to wherever, YouTube or wherever you want to post it to, Twitch. Okay, and then first you're going to want to get rid of... Okay, when you're choosing your clips, there's going to be like 4 things that are already selected. They'll have little X's on them, okay? And it's going to be like PlayStation 4 intro, the outro, the... stinger clip, I think it's called, and the title. You can deselect these by just going over them. They should be like close to the top. You just go over them and hit the X button and get rid of all those. You don't need those. They're just a pain in the butt. But yeah, once you get rid of those 4 little things that are hanging around up there, you're at the beginning of your video. You select it, you hit X, then you hit square, and it starts the project. Okay, now on to step number 4. Okay guys, step number 4 is probably one of the most important ones out of all of them. Using your R2 trigger and the right and left joystick, you are going to find your thumbnail. You're going to find the picture that you want to represent your thumbnail. Okay, now you can start from the beginning to the end. This is really cool because it literally stops on the millisecond. So experiment with it, and what you do is you find your thumbnail, freeze it on there, and there you go, which brings us to step number 5. Okay, when you find your thumbnail and you freeze it on the picture, you're going to want to hit X, the X button, because what we're going to do now is we're going to put some text on there. Okay, you just can't have a picture on there. It's just going to be plain. It's going to be like meh, you know. So let's put a little text on there to jazz it up. All right, so you're going to hit X button, and then you're going to select Add Overlay. okay? And then when you get on that, you're going to hit the X button, and that takes us to number 6, which is now you're going to choose your overlay. Using your left stick, go over and down to the text word, okay, where it says text, and then you're going to click on that and hit X, okay? That brings us to step number 7. All right, step number 7. This is where you're going to select what type and size of this text that you want to use on your thumbnail. To make sure, you know, if you have a lot of words, you're going to want to use it a little bit smaller. If you have only like 2 words you want to use on there, you might want to use a big one. Okay, when you're done with that, you hit the X button, and then the keyboard should pop up and you type in your thumbnail. Now, when you're done with that, you hit the trigger R2. This is where it gets a little tricky. Tap on it. Tap on that trigger when you're done with it. Very lightly. I don't understand it, but on mine, if I tap it too hard, it'll just sling me to some part of the video, and this is just an inconvenience. It doesn't erase anything. It's just weird. I don't know. But if you hit it too hard, just hit the circle button and it backs you out, and then you just go to where the picture is, where your text is, and then you pause it on there, and you hit the circle again, and you go to edit overlays. Okay, this will shoot you to step number 8. Step number 8 is what we're doing here now is once you have backed out of all that, a little message is going to come up, and it's going to say, you know, how long a duration do you want your text to be. We're making a thumbnail, not a text in the game. So what you're going to do to back out of that is just hit circle. That gets you right out of it. And now what you're going to be able to do is add color to your text. Okay. I usually use yellow or orange. I mean, make sure that the reader, you know, when your text thumbnail is going to catch their eye, make sure you have a decent color on there. I usually use plain colors like yellow or orange. That usually is good enough, you know. And when you've selected whatever color it is you want to use, select it and hit add color. Alright, number 9 is kind of the fun process. You're now putting a text on your thumbnail and everything. Experiment around. Look at the different things that you can do besides putting on color and everything like that on there. Look around this whole text process and see what you can do. Experiment a little bit. This will help you better understand this whole entire process of the text part. It really is a lot of fun. And then when you're done and you want to now move your text onto your thumbnail and put it in a good spot, I tend to stay towards the middle, and there's a reason for that. Sometimes YouTube likes to put words across the top and the bottom, so I just stick to the middle as a safety point. You can put it wherever you want, but I would highly suggest you stick kind of close to the middle, okay, until you get a feel for it and do it on your own. Yeah, stick to the middle. So now, how do we move our text? It's easily enough. Go to the transform part of the text process and hit X, and that'll give you the ability to move your text around the thumbnail wherever you want to go. Now, if you have 2 lines of text, you know, which getting 2 lines is easily enough. You do 1 line and then you back out and you repeat the process, and you'll put another line on there, and now you have 2 lines, and you just move them to wherever you want all over the thumbnail, and that's it. There you go. Once you have that done, now you have your thumbnail. You have your text put on there, the color, it's moved correctly, everything seems to be going in a good spot. Let's continue on to the final part of number 10. Alright, step number 10. When you're satisfied with your picture and your text, and now this is going to be your thumbnail now, this is exactly right, 100%. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit the options button on your controller, and you're going to want to use your left control stick, and you're going to want to go to generate thumbnail and hit X. It should say project thumbnail saved. Okay, and now your thumbnail is saved. And there you go. You have just made a thumbnail. Now, you think we're done. We're not done. We're not done. There's one more step. And I bet you didn't even think about it, but I'm going to tell you right now. Alright, step number 11. So you thought there was going to be an even 10, didn't you? No, we're not done. Step number 11 is the text is still on there. You got to get that off there. You know, people are going to be watching your video, and then they're going to see the thumbnail on the middle of your video. So you got to get that text off there, okay? So now what you want to do is you're going to want to go to the text, and you're going to want to hit square. And then you're going to want to go to edit overlays and hit X. When you do that, the red box should be around the text, and then what you're going to want to do is hit square again and go to delete text, and then hit X, hit confirm, and that's it. It should be gone. If you have more than 1 line of text, Then repeat the process until it's all gone, all cleaned off, smoothed off like a baby's butt. And when that's done, that is it. Congrats, guys. You have just made your very first thumbnail. And yeah, okay, in the comments below, let me know if this helps you out. If you want me to do something other kind of videos, let me know. I'll be happy to do it for you guys. Okay? All right. Listen, I know there was a lot to take in. I know this was a very long process, but I'm telling you, once you've done this so many times, like I've done this a couple hundred times, once you have done this, you won't even need to write anything down or anything. It'll just be like muscle memory. You'll be able to just to fly off and do this easily enough. So have patience with it. Take this step by step, and you'll see this is a lot easier than what it seems to be at first. Okay? I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you very much again for the 10,000 views. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the like. And yeah, if you need help with anything, let me know. I'll be happy to help you guys out as best as I humanly can. Okay? Alright guys, I will see you in the next video. My name is I Am Death on 2 Feet, but hey, you guys can call me Feet. Later.